Hi and welcome back to my channel. Before I start, if you like the content of my channel and want to see more, feel free to like and subscribe. Any comments, I'll always try and get back to you ASAP. Okay, here we've got the iconic Seiko MarineMaster. In Seiko circles, this is the grail. This is a lovely watch. Spec-wise, this is the reference SLA023. I used to have a 001 model many years ago, about 10 years ago, and it was at the start of my watch collecting, and basically I ended up trading the watch, and ever since then I've always missed it. I've always fancied another one, and a few weeks back I was made an offer on one brand new I just couldn't turn down, so I went for this one. It's a 44mm case, but when you actually measure the lug to lug, I've done it with my calipers and it actually works out at 42.5. This watch is a lot smaller than what you'd actually think it to be. The thickness though isn't. It's a 15.4, I think, 15.3mm thick. It's quite a chunky watch, and it doesn't hide it in any way, shape or form. When you look at that big coin edge bezel, that is a real brute. It really stands proud. If you compare this to, say, a Rolex SD4K, which is actually the same thickness, this just looks so much bigger, even though it isn't. The lug to lugs here are 20mm. I believe the lug to lug, I haven't measured it, I believe it's about 50mm. It does have drilled lugs, which makes life so much easier for strap changes. Obviously, this is really one of our hardcore divers. It's only a 300-meter diver, but it's got the screw down crown. I don't even just about see that. Let me zoom in. Yeah, see the screw threads in there. So the finish of this is sublime. It's got Suratsu finishing on the side. You can actually, it is like a mirror. It is a perfect mirror finish. Very, very, very impressive finishing. It's also got the dia shield on there, which is basically a coating just to make it a surface treatment to make it a little bit harder. This normal stainless steel is about 150 to up to 200 Vickers on the hardness scale. The dia shield takes it up to about 500 Vickers. There are higher than that. Citizen have got some models at 1000. Zindu vitaglemented steel, which go to about 1200 to 2000. But this is basically much better than standard steel, so it's a lot better in that respect. It's got this lovely chamfering around the watch there. It's a really lovely finish and lovely case design. It all really stems around this back here. The watch is a monoblock construction, so basically the only two areas for water to ingress is through the crown and through the gasket on the crystal. Speaking of the crystal, this is, because this is our newest version, this actually has the sapphire crystal with AR. As you can see, I've got the lights on here at the moment. The light isn't too good outside, so it's doing a decent job of stopping the reflections from my light, so that's actually not bad. The AR coating is quite decent. And for a change, they've actually got a ceramic bezel insert, which prior to that they had, I think it was aluminium one with like a coating on there. And to be fair, I actually really liked that. It gave a really good contrast kind of to it all. But this now does have a ceramic actual bezel insert, and most importantly, it's blue. So it's got a lovely dial. It is, I keep saying that bezel wrong. Trying to do this behind a camera isn't always that simple. There we go. So it does actually line up perfectly. I know, quite unusual for a Seiko, but it does. The handset is for traditional MarineMaster style, which is iconic, and lots of people mod their watches to this handset. As you can see, with this version, the new, you do have this gold second hand with the gold mark in 300 on there. Now, quite controversial, it doesn't say MarineMaster anymore on the dial. But to be fair, I feel this is a cleaner design. With the 4 lines of text before, I thought it was just simply too busy. Now it looks to be, I'd say, a little bit sharper. The date wheel is actually a metallic disc. It's not painted, I don't believe, and it's really, really nice. The movement is the 8L35. Now this is a real step up for Seiko in comparison to all their 6R15 or NH35 movements. It's actually a 28,800 VPH, so it does beat at 8 seconds per minute. Per 8 beats per second, sorry. So you do get a far smoother sweep of the dial there, of the second hand. It's a lot nice. It just looks a bit more flowing in comparison to the others. It's basically, this movement is what is found in the Grand Seiko movements. I think it's a 9S55, I believe it's called, in the later ones. But the only difference is it's not decorated in this one or regulated. So unfortunately, not being regulated, well, when I say not regulated, it isn't regulated in various positions. So this still, I find, keeps about 4 seconds over a 24-hour period, which is okay. But I know for a fact I would like to get this regulated, and I know this can be dead on. It's a very, very good movement. So at some point I would like to get it regulated, maybe, and get it right down to a second if I can. So the only problem is I can't do that myself, but it's a monoblock. You will need more tools than I have, really, to take this apart and get the movement out. So that I probably won't do. The only difference you might see here is I haven't got it on its original bracelet. So this is a strap code Angus bracelet, which I actually prefer. Here is the original bracelet, and I find this more comfortable. Gives it a certain amount of bling as well. It depends if you want that. The problem I've got with this one is the links are very long, and I can't get the watch to really sit correctly on my wrist. It always wants to move round. This bracelet itself is a pin and collar system. I'm never normally a fan of pin and collar, but they're starting to grow on me, because once you've set them, you don't get a screw falling out or anything like that. So there's nothing against this bracelet for me per se, apart from I just find it to be a little bit top heavy. It's a lovely smooth bracelet, really, really nice. This, though, isn't the original clasp. This is what you get. Now, the clasp is quite nice. This is the genuine Seiko clasp I fitted onto this bracelet. Now, the main thing with this, it is quite a chunky clasp, and it has the very nice, see how you just, if I basically lift this up, it catches on these pins there, and then it allows me to do this. And that is a dive link extension. Really nice touch. But one thing I would say against it is when I put it on, every time I put it on, I do that, exactly that. I go to do, and you end up accidentally extending it. So you always tend to put it on and then push it tight. It's not really a big problem at all, but it is actually a nice clasp. Could be a little bit smooth when you put it together, but it's still a very nice clasp. The movement, again, has also got a 50-hour power reserve, so it's for the performance of the movement, I think it's lovely, and it's also a good-looking movement. It's just a shame you cannot see it. The watch also comes with this rubber strap. Now, it's okay, but blue and black on this, I don't think really works at all. I actually also have, if you've seen in any of my reviews, I've also got the Great Blue Hole Seiko, the MM300, and that comes with this blue strap, which, funny enough, works much better on this. So whenever I wear it, it always goes on this. But I find it's a really nice watch. I've been after one for a bit, and I say I'm really happy I've got one. If I had to say any weaknesses, I'd possibly say it's, being that it's a Seiko, you do sometimes people asking you, oh, what's that? It looks nice. And you might say it's a Seiko. Oh, and automatically they put it down as being a relatively cheap watch. Obviously, this watch is not cheap. In the UK, they retail for about £2,800, but you can get discounts on them. You can readily get a discount get it down to around about 2,400 straight away. That's not a real big problem. The other thing I would say, which is a problem with this watch, it's heavy. It's incredibly heavy. It's on this bracelet at a minute, it's about 210 grams. That's heavy. So what can happen, it can be top heavy. So that is a little bit of a negative, but if you wear it on the rubber, it's not so bad. Plus points, look at it. It's cool. It is really nice. Also, I feel that this is, to a degree, one of the highest levels of Seiko before it becomes Grand Seiko. So it's a cool Seiko. Also, it's just a cool watch. It's the iconic MarineMaster. So many people mod their watches to look like this watch. So that's a real nice touch for it. And the other nice, great thing about it is the Lume. Let me just get a flashlight. Let me just quickly. I say at the minute I've got the lights on here, but I'm positive that even in this light, you will see how bright this is. There you go. It glows ever so much. And on this newer model, you now also have the 0 to 20 illuminated. It's really nice. The bezel action, let me do this here. Nice. Back play. Tiny bit. But I really like it. There you go, bezel action, everything perfect. I'll put it on my wrist. At the minute, I'm wearing my project watch, which basically is a Seiko SRPD 79 Stealth, and I've been modifying this watch non-stop. So this is a 42mm watch, and that's also a 42mm watch. When you actually look at the dials, the MarineMaster looks a little bit smaller, but you get the idea there. It is only a 42, so this wears much smaller. Put this on. See, that's what I mean. Not a big problem. And there you go. That's the MarineMaster on my just a fraction over 7-inch wrist, and it looks really nice. I find this bracelet really does complement it well, and I like the fact that you can put the original clasp on this bracelet. So there you go. But what do you guys think? Are you a fan of the MarineMaster 300? Do you think it's worth its present cost? Because say they jumped up quite a large amount. When I brought my first one, it was only just £1,100. Now these are almost 3 times that price. Is it worth it? Would you buy one? Anyway, hope you stay safe, and I will see you in the next video. All the best. Bye.